Yeah, hey, Wood-psyche here. Hope everyone's doing okay. Thanks for showing up. Anyways, yeah, I'm working on this new project. It's something a little different. I'm doing a skull this time. Something I haven't done before, but I've always wanted to. And I had to get some photos off the internet for reference. Yeah, I'm using a piece of lodgepole pine. It's about 3.5 inches in diameter, about 5 inches tall. But anyway, yeah, it's a pretty fairly easy wood to work with. It's not too dense. And Saburrtooth burrs work really well with this stuff. There's no buildup on it unless you're doing a pine knot. But the basic straight wood like this, it goes right through it. No problems. No buildup whatsoever. But yeah, right here I'm using the spherical Saburrtooth. And it's on the Stylo Plus. Stylo Plus is as I mentioned previously, it's not a high torque tool. So basically, it's for light duty work, more or less. Yeah, that tool I was using earlier is a shop tool, generic Dremel from Harbor Freight. I had to pick it up, spur of the moment kind of thing. So I didn't have my tools on hand. I'm basically down on the road right now, doing some house sitting. So hence the new tool you see there. Yeah, it's a decent tool. It does the job. I think it's got brushes in it though too, just like a regular Dremel. Yeah, I'll have the tool list at the end of the video and also in the description if you're interested in what tools I'm using, what kind of burrs. So you can find those through the timestamps as well on the end of the video. Yeah, I'd say the project time was about 3 hours real time. And I had to edit it down quite a bit. And I used time-lapse to speed it up a bit. Because took a little bit longer on this one. Since it's the first time skull one, I just wanted to take a leisurely pace with it instead of being too hasty, That's my basic MO for carving is just, take your time with it, more or less. Yeah, another reason why I chose to do a skull this time is I've had a lot of people that are interested in skulls, like friends of mine, and they have some kind of fascination with them for some reason. And I think they look cool too as well. And but anyway, I got another project coming up. It's going to be a larger than life skull. It's going to be meant for indoor furniture piece or something like that. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'll have time to get it done before I have to go back to my farm job, which is going to be happening next month, but we'll see. I'll try to squeeze stuff in. But yeah, it's going to be a piece of wood that I'm going to take off my property. It's like a massive tree I'll choose, probably ponderosa. Use that because I like the quality of that kind of wood. And anyway, I have to do some chainsaw preliminary rough out with that, and then use some heavier duty tools like probably a die grinder and probably an angle grinder with some kind of a Arbor-Tech tools on attachments. I'm looking to get some Arbor-Tech stuff. Like I've seen a couple cool things on the YouTube people using, so I'm going to try that for high-speed removal. Should be interesting. Also, I want to get back into some other areas, like make some wooden mannequins too. I got some ideas about that too, like life-size mannequins where you can position they're articulated by the arms, legs, and head, so you can position them in certain poses and stuff like that. Just something that's came across my thoughts the other day. Yeah, I decided like halfway through this project I want to change things on the skull. I didn't want to have a typical hollow recessed eye sockets, so I decided to put some real eyes and recessed somewhat back inside the head of the skull to make it look like there was someone still inside there that wasn't dead yet. Kind of weird thoughts, but kind of like the Red Skull character out of the comic book stuff. Like, he always had a exoskeleton skull over his face, it looked like, so it's kind of somewhat in reference to that. But I'm not going to paint this one, I'm just going to leave it wood tone. But in fact, the Red Skull had like the ears sticking out on the side too, so I don't have those. I'm just going to keep it normal, like a normal skull shape, without anything special about it except for the eyes. Like the eyes will be like very closed. They're not going to be open at all, like it's sleeping. But I was thinking about having the eyes wide open like it's in terror or something, but nah, I thought, nah, I don't want to go there. I'll just keep it simple, you know. But maybe in the future I'll try some different types of eyes. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I wanted to mention something about the noses on skulls. They always disappear because that's where the cartilage was at the tip of the nose. And it's basically same thing with sharks. Their skeletal structure's all cartilage, and so you never find any fossil records of their bones, hardly at all, very rarely, except the only thing you find are the teeth that are left over. They're the hardest parts of the shark, especially the megalodons. So I was thinking about that when I was doing this. I go, it's strange that this animals share certain anatomical parts like the cartilage components of their body, and then the shark's body is completely cartilage, like the spinal column, and everything. So strange little side note there, but that's funny that skulls can't retain the cartilage either. They seem to just disintegrate more rapidly than the bones. Just a weird tangent observation. Got off sidetrack there a little bit, but anyway, yeah. Skull's looking pretty decent. It's coming around fine at this point. Yeah, I think I'll be doing a bit more of these things, especially around Halloween. It seems pretty appropriate. Yeah, I think another reason why this project took a bit longer is because normally I just do the front of the face on a piece of wood, and I don't do the complete 360 view of the head like this particular piece here, where I had to work around the top, back, and sides. And normally I'm just working on the front visage part. I use the hand sanding process intermittently throughout the project, just to get a better idea of what the finished product's going to be like, or the finished piece is going to look like, is what I'm trying to get at. It's also nice because it's like allows you to get in more confined areas, as opposed to like a mechanized sander, which I haven't found any that can get into really tight spots yet, but I'd rather do it by hand because it gives it a more natural look to the piece. And also I tend to work on smaller pieces as it is, and power sanding just doesn't seem to be a viable technique for the size of stuff I usually work with. But I think when I move on to bigger projects, yeah, I'll definitely use a mechanized sander to get things done a lot quicker. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a second part on this one just to cover the final wraps on it, like the details. Because I don't think it's totally finished, and I'm coming up on the end of this video, so yeah, I'll have something coming up fairly quickly after this one's uploaded. Since I'm almost done with this, it shouldn't take too long. And I'm on a downward slope more or less, but yeah, I'll be working on the teeth a little more, and then the lower jaw, mandible. So we'll get that done. I think that'll make it look a lot better as a way it looks, as opposed to the way it looks right now. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next final wrap on this one. Shouldn't be too long. See y'all on the next one.